कि तुझसे बाबा बांधी है जीवन डोर, बांधी है जीवन डोर। दिल मेरा लगा ही रहता हर पल तेरी ओर, हर पल तेरी ओर। स्नेह प्यार की तुझसे बाबा बांधी है जीवन डोर, बांधी है जीवन तुझको सदा ही देखूं, क्या से क्या बनाते हो, हर पल यही मैं सोचूं, हर पल यही मैं सोचूं। मन आंगन में अब तो बाबा, मन आंगन में अब तो बाबा, खुशियों के नाचे मोर, खुशियों के नाचे मोर। स्नेह प्यार की तुझसे बाबा बांधी है जीवन डोर, बांधी है जीवन डोर। तकदीर का ये सितारा, नाज करूं मैं भाग्य पे अपने, पाके तेरा सहारा, पाके तेरा सहारा। तेरी निगाहों में हमने देखी, तेरी निगाहों में हमने देखी स्वर्णिम युग की भोर, स्वर्णिम युग की भोर। स्नेह प्यार की तुझसे बाबा बांधी है
Om Shanti, Didi, and
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Didi, as well as all the Brahmins from the Asia and the Pacific. So Didi will give us a short class before we ask questions to Didi. But before we do that, today is a very special day. In many countries, mothers are honored in today as Mother's Day. So on behalf of all the BKs, we would like to present Didi a bouquet of flowers as a small token of our thanks to Didi. Jyoti Ben of Korea will present Didi flowers. Thank you, Didi, for your continued sustenance and loving care and support, not just for this class, but all the other different ways of giving us sustenance.
Thank you,
Thank
Jyoti.
you, Didi. So Didi, you will give us some short class and then we'll ask questions.
Yeah, the topic is liberating myself from my old world. We have to be in confluences. In old world, we had old sanskars and attachments and bondages. Now, we should remind ourselves again and again that I am Brahman. I have died from my old self, old world. It's no for me. I am preparing myself for new world with new sanskars and new habits. So my old habits should be changed. My old sanskars should be changed. I should not have even attachment to my body. Everything now belongs to Baba. Today also Baba emphasized in the Murli that we should renounce I and mine. Whatever my speciality is there, whatever my responsibility is there, whatever rights I had in my old world, they should not be anymore. Om Shanti. Now you can ask questions.
Om Shanti. We know we have to renounce the old world, but we still have to live in this world. So quite a few questions are about our sanskars, because the old world is out. The first question, old sanskars, like my tastes and preferences for food and fashion, are not easy to change. They don't seem to have much connection with vices. So do I really need to conquer them? How can I transform these deep-rooted sanskars effectively?
Om Shanti. Fashion is body consciousness, and taste preferences for food is greed. So in the end, we will not get tasty food. What will you do then? And so, just as we are renouncing all vices, this also should be renounced. and with determination and realization and receiving power by being in Baba's remembrance, we are able to conquer them. Next one.
I noticed that when the body is ill and tired, the soul becomes sensitive and is more easily affected by the old sanskars. How can I be free from this physical pain and tiredness?
Mainly, sickness we can't avoid. We have to clear our karmic account in this last birth.
Okay,
One has to practice being bodiless, being tapasvi for a long time, and that will help us to go beyond the body. Dadis and Mama were the example. Mama had cancer even in the last stage when cancer had spread to lungs and she was finding it difficult to breathe. When she was taking leave from Mumbai, people were coming from one side, going on other side, and when they were coming in front of her, she would breathe normally. When they're going out, she will take deep breath. So it is essential to maintain bodiless stage. And I've seen all dadis because dadis Mano, Dadi Prakash Mani, Dadi Shanta Mani. I've seen them hospitalized, but they were never complaining about any pain, or they were not showing any sign on their face that they are in a terminal stage. So we have to practice that bodiless stage.
Thank you, Didi. The next question. In this life, I had no sibling and both my parents worked since I was very little, so I couldn't spend much time with them. Naturally, I was always alone. I meditate with Baba to overcome this deep loneliness, but I still feel the loneliness deep down inside. What method can I use to heal from this deep loneliness during my meditation?
One has to spend time with Baba, who is able to give us company and churn knowledge. Make Bab Dada your friend and have chit chat with Baba. Do everything with Bab Dada and experiment. Go everywhere with Baba, eat with Baba, sit with Baba, talk with Baba. And also, we have a big Brahman family. Make them your friends and family, and you can always feel that I have love and I have loved ones who are my companions. So, Brahman family and Baba should be our companion and never feel lonely.
Okay, thank you. The next question. Some old sanskars don't go away easily, even though I'm determined to renounce them. For example, I sometimes experience subtle fear or guilty feeling. Apart from having strong determination, what can I do to free myself from them?
To overcome fear, we have to keep ourselves under Bab Dada's company and canopy. Baba is our protector, so feel safe in his company. Now, why do you feel guilty? If you have done anything wrong, confess it to Bab Dada by sharing or writing. But if you don't feel light even after talking to Baba or writing to Baba, share your sinful act with seniors, and you will find you will become light, as well as you will be able to forgive yourself, because forgiving will help you to forget whatever you have done. And if you have done it with somebody that you know and you can communicate with them, say sorry to them that I've done it by my mistake and I'm very sorry.
So it's important to recognize or to understand what's giving me this guilty feeling, in other words. Okay. While listening to Didi's words, maybe if you have any questions, you can direct the questions put that in the chatting box, directed to the MC. Then your questions will be put to Didi later. Okay, now the next question. I have a certain stubbornness in me that I feel like I have built over many lives. However, I realize that this stubbornness had been the foundation of my life, and it has kept me going in my life before Gyan. Knowing that this is from the old world that I have to let go, I have to surrender it in my Brahmin life. However, when I think of letting it go, there is a huge surge of emotions and I burst into tears. I almost feel like I'm doing injustice to something that has served me so well. How can I resolve this conflict between what I know and what I do?
Om Shanti. Stubbornness can help us to achieve whatever we want. But it is body consciousness. Whereas if you are soul conscious, it will be determination. And determination is necessary for our transformation. So change body consciousness to soul consciousness, and you will achieve your goal. And also, you will not be anymore in Kali Yuga, because that was your Kali Yugi sanskar. Now you are in Sangam Yuga, so develop soul consciousness and determination.
Okay, thank you, Didi. The next question. I find it difficult to tell the truth out of concern that the other person might be offended or disappointed. In a way, I'm being considerate to the other person. That's what I think when I do that, and when I feel like that. So is this also a habit to be renounced. There is some benefit in this habit, so she's asking.
Yeah. What happens is you are avoiding hurting that person by telling truth, but you are not helping that person to change because that person does not realize that they are doing something wrong. And that's why I would say you tell the truth, but with love, sweetness, and the aim to help that soul transform. And if you think you don't want to tell, you can tell somebody senior about what you have observed is wrong in that person. So you will be helping that person to realize and change. Because all Brahmins want to change themselves. We have to help.
Okay. Next question. Sometimes I have to tell lies to my family when I attend BK activities because they oppose it. Is this kind of dishonesty a sin that I have to settle in front of Dharmraj later?
We call it white lie. When we are doing something to benefit ourselves or someone, but speaking lie, it helps to keep peace and avoids conflict. And so I don't think you will have great punishment in Dharmaraj.
Okay, thank you, Didi. And the next question. I recognize my old sanskars only when I face difficult situations in life. Does it mean that I have to face problems until all my old sanskars are completely removed?
Yes, you will have to suffer until all old sanskar finish. So remove them and you will not have to face the problems. Because Brahman life, as today Baba was saying, I given you the first blessing of divine vision. If you are looking through divine vision, you will realize what sort of things you have to change. So those old sanskars we have to change.
Okay. Next question. I have the habit of trying to give something or to help others without being asked. I think this habit might cause the other person to have karmic debt with me. Is this also something of the old world to be discarded? So without being asked, I go out of the way to do some favor to somebody without being asked. So then the other person might cause some karmic debt with me. So is this also a bad thing that I have to be liberated from?
No, it's good to help somebody, and that is your charitable karma. And this does not involve any karmic account. So Please keep on helping other people even without being asked to help. They will be obliged to you. And if they are not in Gyan, they may be inclined or inspired to be in Gyan by seeing your example.
Okay. The next question. It is difficult to completely move away from my old moral standards and beliefs that have been firmly grounded in me as a result of my Lokkic education, environment, upbringing, and religious practices. What can I do to free myself from these deeply ingrained beliefs?
You have to remind yourself that you are now Brahman. So your old life, old habit, old sanskars and beliefs have to be changed. And with moral standard that Baba helps us, we should be able to go higher. So you have to die alive and forget old habits and sanskars and rituals and whatever you have.
So just by constantly reminding myself, having a new awareness as Brahmins, that's the key method. Okay, thank you. The next question, anybody can put questions in the chat box. Please go ahead, and we will ask Didi at the end of all the questions we prepared. So there is a circle of friends that I have kept from before coming into Gyan. When we meet, most of our conversation is on Lokkic matters or something negative. When I share something spiritual, my friends are silent or show little interest. Sometimes they appreciate it when I listen to their problems calmly and show them clear perspectives about their problems. I'm not sure if it is beneficial for me to continue to join this gathering. What is Didi's advice for me?
My advice is not to attend such gatherings where you are just wasting time listening to gossip. But keep friendly with them and detach from them. If they are not interested in Gyan, don't waste your time and energy. Let them know that in their difficult time, you will be available to guide them and give them moral support. So have loving relations, but don't waste your time.
Okay. The next question. I witnessed a minor accident while riding on a bus. The bus driver was clearly at fault, but he insisted that the other driver was at fault. In order to prove himself, the other driver, who didn't do anything wrong, the other driver asked passengers on the bus, including me, to accompany him to the police station and testify in his favor. What should I do in this situation? Should I go help him or not intervene?
Yeah, it is better to help him and go to police station provided nobody else is ready to go. If somebody else is ready to go, let them go, because this sort of a case continues for a long time and witnesses are called so many times. So if you are too busy, please don't go. But if it is essential, you better go and witness and give the truth.
So one has to make a decision given the situation. You have to exercise discrimination, right? Decision. Thank you, Didi. The next question: climate change and natural disasters, etc., have become frequent, and now local people also say that the world will end in 7 to 10 years. Didi also mentioned some time ago that there are only 5 years left. In terms of my effort at this time, how much should I dedicate myself for self-service and how much for service of others?
Om Shanti. Time is short, as well as we have to be responsible. And Baba always says, stay in your household, do the jockey job, do look after your body, look after your spiritual progress. And Baba has given 8 hours for each. So we have to maintain balance of self-service, world service, Lokik job, Lokik family, and household. So we should neither neglect anything. We should spare time for our every responsibility to the self-service, Lokik family, Lokik job.
Okay, thank you, Didi. Next question. Before coming into this study, I played a significant role in my Christian community. And even now, due to personal circumstances, I have to continue to play that role. However, since I cannot directly share Baba's knowledge with those acquaintances, I naturally become silent when I meet them. And when I'm silent, the atmosphere tends to become heavy. I try to keep silence for my own spiritual effort, but when the atmosphere keeps going down, I feel uncomfortable. What can I do in these circumstances?
Om Shanti. I would suggest that you gradually withdraw yourself from community seva, giving the excuse of old age or health problem or busy schedule. But until you are doing community service, remain silent, but be friendly, loving, and light. Do it with love, whatever you are doing, and remembering Baba, that Baba, these are also your children, my brothers and sisters. I have to help them. So you should remain light and do it with love.
Okay. Now the final question. It is not easy to follow Srimad strictly while doing Lokik job because my lifestyle is so different from my colleagues. When my job gets too demanding, I have a tendency to negotiate between following Srimad and making excuses. How can I get rid of this old sanskar?
What Srimat you can follow at the job, that I should know, but I wouldn't not follow Srimat. I must follow Srimat. And yeah, you can give excuses, no doubt. But don't shy away and not follow Srimat. Because that's our first thing that we have to follow.
So even though it may be difficult, moving away from Srimad is not the way. Okay, thank you, Didi. So we now go to the questions that came into the chat box. The first one, Om Shanti Didi, is a refusal of acceptance of any newness, even in Baba's Murli, that brings benefit to oneself, yagya, or the world, is a weakness in a power of transformation. If you refuse to accept newness in Baba's Murli, that will benefit to the self, yagya, or the world, is that kind of refusal, weakness in terms of the power of transformation?
Of course, how can we refuse Baba's direction, whether they are in Murli, because personally, now Baba doesn't give any direction, but Murli is the main source which helps us to transform ourselves from Shudra to deity. So we must follow. It is weakness if we are not following Srimad.
Okay. So next question is, Om Shanti Didi, Baba says that the sanskars of awareness is right from the beginning of time. The sanskars of awareness right from the beginning of time is the reward. At the end, we become Trikardarshi awareness of our who is our Father, 3 words, 3 aspects of time. Being aware of those things will be our Trikardarshi awareness. But as a deity, what type of awareness will we have? Is it the awareness that I am a soul and not this body?
That will be like a natural, not awareness, but it is natural sanskar of deities to be soul conscious, but they are not God conscious, or they are not remembering Baba, because there is no sorrow in golden age.
Okay, the next question. Baba said he places the urn of nectar on the mothers. What does this mean?
He gives responsibility to mothers. He put mothers in front, because even Brahma Baba, when he was around, he placed urn to Mama. So Mama was the head of the organization. After that, Dadi Prakashmani, Didi Manmohini, Dadi Janki, etc. They were the heads of organization. So Baba placed women in front. Even Jagdish Bhai, though he was senior and very jnani and yogi, whenever he used to go to any VIP, he used to always take some sister with him. and gave her some role to play. So I think they didn't have that ego. Ramesh Bhai also will listen to Murli from 21-year-old sister, and he used to listen it with love sitting in the class in Mumbai.
Okay, there's a question connected to that. Second part of the question is, why is it only Kumaris sit on the gadi to read the Moli, etc., and not the mothers? Please clarify, Didi.
It depends, because if mother is in charge of the center, she reads. It's not only Kumaris who are reading. Meera, you are mother, no?
Yes.
And you are reading only.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay.
So wherever there are seniors, whoever is senior, or whoever is more jnani and yogi, we give preference to seniority. And whoever is senior, they read morely.
Okay, thank you, Didi. The next question. Dear Didi, we were taught during last lesson of the course that after a bowel movement, Brahmins have to take a bath. Is it a cleanliness practice that you have to follow? Is this cleanliness practice you have to follow? Some Brahmins do not have this practice. Please give clarification.
Yes, after bowel movement, if we were wearing any clothes, we washed them as well as take bath. That is for cleanliness. And that system Baba continued from beginning. And even in some of the Hindu Vaishnavas, they follow the same system of cleanliness.
Okay, the next question. Didi, Baba said, by knowing the three words and three aspects of time, I become wise, Ganesh, or destroyer of obstacles. But how does knowing the three words make me wise or Ganesh or destroyer of obstacles? What's the connection? That's the question.
Wisdom is necessary to solve the problems. So by being Trikaldarshi, because it's not only one Triloki Nath, but Trikaldarshi also. So by being Trikaldarshi, I can see the result of my action before starting action. And so then I can be able to destroy the obstacles and be Ganesh. Not by just, if I'm just Trilokinath, it doesn't help much. But by being Trikaldarshi, I can see the future clearly.
Okay. The next question. I love nature very much. So I like to visit different places in nature to enjoy flowers, trees, the river, etc. Is it an old habit that I should give up?
No need to give it up. Because even being in nature, you can remember Baba more easily. Because whether you go to mountain or beach or river or garden, it will help you to have more meditation, so no need to give it up. But priority should be meditation and seva. At the time of seva, you don't go out.
Okay, thank you, Didi. So we still have some more time, so you can put the questions to the chat box. Okay, the next question. Parenting. I have a BK teenage son. Difficult to handle him. Please advise, because I couldn't hold my anger and hit him. And so please give me advice.
Once they are teenager, you have to treat them as your brother and not as your child. Because when you have that awareness that this is my son, naturally you act like a Lokik mother. But if you have awareness, this is Baba's son, I am trusted to look after them. So just as Baba tolerates our every mistake and Baba gives us chance to improve with good wishes and pure feelings. You should help that son with good wishes and pure wishes and not hate or have anger. Don't have expectation. Don't think this is my son. You be trusty instrument.
Okay, so this is the last question that came up in the chat box. Okay, there are a few more actually. So the next question is, what is the main difference in the self between Golden Age consciousness and Silver Age consciousness?
There is no difference in consciousness. Difference is in dharana. The golden aged souls are 16 celestial degrees, whereas silver aged souls are 14 celestial degrees, and they haven't completely conquered vices until end. They are fighting with Maya. That's why they are always shown bow and arrow. They are fighting.
Okay, so the next question is, what is the criteria of those who cook Brahma Bhojan? What if someone who cook Brahma Bhojan has lots of anger and ego? If other BK she hate and jealous of cooking Brahma Bhojan Bhojan she doesn't want to eat, is this kind of manner and trait can affect BK family stage who eat Brahma Bhojan she cooks?
Of course, any of the vices, not only just brahmacharya, but if anybody has any vices like anger, ego, attachment, jealousy, I wouldn't allow that person to cook Brahma Bhojan because her mentality will have effect on those who are eating bhog or Brahma Bhojan.
Okay, the next question is, Baba says, Baba says, see the specialities in others. What is the main significant thing of the speciality in that? What is the significance of that? I think that's the question.
We were used to be negative and we used to see the weakness of others. Now we have to change that sanskar and see the speciality and use that speciality in Baba's service. Because when you see the speciality of the soul, you have respect. And when you're just seeing the weakness, you disrespect the soul or you look with that negative vision.
Okay, the next question. Didi, I don't have faith in those who are responsible for the administration of BK centers. They are brothers and they don't understand our feelings, how to get directions then.
If you don't have faith, you go to some sisters who are in other centers. You don't need to go to your centers in charge who are males or don't understand you. But you must get some direction and clarity from someone.
Okay, the next question. I want to become number one. What is special effort to do now? Because time is short.
To be number one, you have to be very jnani, yogi, karma yogi, constant yogi, dharana. You should be Bap Saman. Seva. You should do Seva without feeling tired. So, unlimited Seva. You should surrender yourself completely to Baba. Your body, mind, wealth, nothing mine. Everything belongs to Baba. And you should be having full faith in Baba. Never doubt. And you should have uninterrupted love for Baba right from the beginning. Faith and love uninterrupted. Never question Baba, what is this? Why this? Why you are telling like this, etc. No question.
No doubts, in other words. Okay, this is the final question in the chat box. If, oops, another one taken. Let's see. If someone fallen from the floor after being long time in Gyan, can they come out from that severe karma? What effort they have to make?
They can come out, but naturally their status will be low. And they have to do intense effort of yoga and charitable actions like doing Baba's service through body, mind, and wealth.
Okay, the next question, Om Shanti. What does Didi think about men reading Murli? We have a brother in our center who lives there and has surrendered. he has been a Brahmin for a long time, has good knowledge, he has good knowledge, but they won't let him read the Murli because they want the sisters to read.
It depends on center in charge or NC or RC. So you can take advice from your NC. If he is more years in Gyan, he should be given at least once to read Murli in a week. So NC can decide, or they can check with me, RC, to whether he can read or not, or how many times he should read.
Okay. If I'm surrendered, can't I keep money for myself? Can I not keep money for myself if I'm surrendered?
Depends on what situation is there. Usually, if you are surrendered, you don't need to keep money for yourself. But if the center is poor and your health is poor, then it's better to have some money for your treatment.
Okay, thank you, Didi. That's all the questions we have here. So thank you, Didi, for clarifying many questions. And maybe we can have some moments with silence.
Om Shanti.
And take drishti from Didi. You can open your camera if you like. Okay, Om Shanti, Didi. Thank you, Didi.
Om
And
Shanti.
we'll see you next week. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.